This is KHQA Sports.
Well, tip-top in the evening, everybody, and welcome to Sports Final. We're speaking plainly on this week 9 of our regular season coverage. If you're seeing highlights tonight, they are all Game of the Week worthy. Believe it or not, the regular season is over as of right now in Northeast Missouri, so we will start there and let the suspense thicken a little for our friends in the land of Lincoln. We take you to the Game of the Week. It would be Hannibal taking on a very, very good Columbia battle squad in this one. Right off the bat, Shamar Griffin running and making some things happen off the option pitch. He's just so elusive, got a great block to spring him. That takes it down to the 10-yard line. Hannibal threatening early, but Hannibal would turn it over in the red zone on a fumble. Hannibal, however's defense would stand up tall and get the ball back on downs. Hannibal driving yet again in this one, as you will see right here, but this pass is intercepted by Cole Hinton, who takes it all the way back to the 11. So Hannibal twice thwarted in the red zone in this game. After Battle has to punt, Shamar Griffin going to do it again, this time taking it in from the 9-yard line, and Hannibal drew first blood in this ball game. Count in this one was 7-0 at that point. Second quarter, 47 seconds left here. 14-7 in favor of Battle. Austin Kirby to the air, going to hook up with his big tight end, Devin Thomas, to tie things up at 14 apiece at the end of the first half. Magnificent catch off the carom right there, made it 14 all. Second half, though, all Battle as the Hannibal Pirates pick up the loss tonight at home. That's a tough one to swallow. Final count in this one was 28-14. Emo Championship on the line tonight in Bowling Green as the Bobcats took on undefeated state-ranked South Callaway. And how about this right off the bat? Toss sweep to Corey Hanger. Down the corner, he has it, and he's free and unabated to the end zone. 14-0 at that point in favor of the Bulldogs. The Monsters of Mocaine stymied here a bit, though, by Danny Pugh. Great quarterback sack, which would force the punt. Unfortunately for Bowling Green, things would go awry from there. Adam Holt trying to field it cleanly, does not. Corey Hanger is there to field it, pick it back up for South Callaway. Fortunately for the Bobcats in this instance, you know what? They were turned away on downs for South Callaway, and that sets up this just a bit later. How about Adam Holt? The quarter turns around. It is the speedster doing work. 93 yards in for the score, made it 14-7. Unfortunately for Bowling Green, the game would never get any closer than that. Tell you what, South Callaway is indeed for real. Dakota Ballard, some bad tackling tonight across the board for Bowling Green. Guys breaking it. Dakota Ballard with a touchdown. Also Mason Shoemaker, and it was all South Callaway as they win tonight and take the Emo Championship. 55-7 was your final there. Let's go to the Clarence Cannon Conference. Mayor's Cup on the line between Monroe City and Palmyra, and we'd have a little old school drama pregame. Dale Labury always vowed that his team was not going to allow Palmyra to plant the flag. This Monroe City team decides it's going to do exactly that. They stand there. We've got a scuffle. We've got a bit of a Donnybrook. We've got some pushing and shoving. Palmyra determined to plant the flag. Monroe City not letting it happen. Kevin Miles all smiles. So too David Kirby. They share a laugh afterwards. Cooler heads prevail. We did have some fun going into this, and then Monroe City apparently emboldened by the early move, goes to work in this one. First drive, a magnificent one right here, capped by this run by Jonathan Shuck of 15 yards, made it 6-0. Same play works just as well for the two-point conversion. Mr. Shuck in for the score. That, my friends, made it 8-0. Third down and long, Palmyra doing some things right here. Ben Chuffy doing some work right here. Fumbles the ball but would recover it. Big-time pickup. In fact, Palmyra takes the ball all the way down to the Monroe City 10, but Zach Benson and company turning Monroe City right around from there, turning them over on downs. Benson with a monster night. That kid can flat play, and that sets up the Tarek Garner show. There was not one critical yardage play tonight that this young man didn't deliver on. Third down and long, Tarek Garner accelerating, jumping over people, picking up the 7 yards he needed. That would set up this, the stiff arm of the gods, we're calling it. Garner right here going to work, and 40 yards of goodness, and check out the stiff arm right there. Walter Payton style gets him to the end zone. It's 16-0 after a two-point conversion. Monroe City still not done in the first half. Big Logan Minter, boy, he had a good night as well tonight in this one. But check this out. Palmyra threatening again. Gage Shively, who had such a big night last week, breaks it up in 4th and 5. Gets that knocked away, and away we go. Here comes Logan Minter untouched to make it 22-0. Then Shuck again on the two-point conversion makes it 24-0. Monroe City's defense, as I mentioned, very, very stout tonight. In fact, they pitched the shutout. We'll leave you with Zach Benson delivering the quarterback sack. Monroe City wins the Mayor's Cup and leaves no doubt about it. 32-0 was your final in that ball game. We have the Mayor's Cup here. We have the chair game over in Canton. Centralia opens the game scoring from 45 yards of big air right here. Logan Arbentrout hooks up with Nick McCoy. It's 7-0. Macon, though, an answer of its own accord through the air, in kind. Aaron Brown, who was so red hot last weekend, picks it up yet again, hooking up with Kristen Thrasher, going to cut the middle, and he is gone. Little pick pass right there makes it 7-all. How about this rugby scrum coming up right here? And when that happens, Logan Arbentrout tends to do good things. He breaks out of it, breaks free from everybody. 43 yards of goodness later, he's in for the score. But Macon had an answer every time Centralia scored, and when you're in a losing streak, that is unfortunately what happens to you. How about Nolan Bright off and running in this one from his own long touchdown scrum. Also, Joe Lewis, a couple of big runs in this ball game as the Macon Tigers win the chair game. The chair goes to Pete Class at Thanksgiving. 42-35 is your final in that ball game. Some scores from Clarence Cannon Conference tonight. Clark County knocked out by Brookfield 41-0. Louisiana, win number 1 of the season, takes out Highland 29-14, and South Shelby all over Harrisburg. We've got some Knox County highlights for you tonight. They were at home against North Shelby. Andrew Hodge opens the game for Knox County right here with a pick six, nearly comes up just shy of the goal line on the next play from scrimmage, though. They let Mr. Hodge go to work, and he gives Knox County the early lead in this one quicker than you could blink. Then Cody Mowbray doing some things in this one. They're Cody Mowbray type things as he picks up 60 yards to set up his little brother, the freshman Corey Mowbray, who's eventually going to score here on a 21-yard dash. North Shelby's woes continue right here. We will leave you with touchdown after touchdown. Big time tonight, North Shelby with a victory, Knox County with a victory over North Shelby. 54-0 was your final in that ball game. Finally tonight, do some more for you. North Callaway trailing Van Far at the half. 24-22. If North Callaway loses, Van Far wins. Van Far is guaranteed a 500 season. Unfortunately, the second half all about the Thunderbirds in this one. Quarterback keeper is successful, and North Callaway gets the win tonight. Final count in this one sees them win over Van Far. 40-30 was your final there. Some more Missouri scores to pass along to you now very quickly. Salisbury over Paris despite 6 turnovers tonight. 16-0 your final there. And Mark Twain all over Montgomery County tonight. Final count in that one was 40-19. And now here's Will Wilson.
2 state-ranked teams in Camp Point tonight. Number 4 Carolton at number 2 Central, both undefeated on the season. Brad Dixon's crew putting their regular season win streak on the line in this one, and this one was hyped up all week long. As we take into the highlights, both squads as tough as you'll find in the area. They showed that tonight on both sides of the football. Carrollton up 8-0 early in this one, threatening again. Panther defense not having it. Devin Castens blowing things up in the interior. D-line never quit tonight. The Hawks punched in a play later, however. Jacob Smith listed at 5-line, not even close to that. He punches it in from a few yards out to make it 16-0. Central offense trying to get going. Good idea to hand it off to Bobby Keltz, the big fella up the middle, picks up a chunk of yardage right there. The drive going to stall, however, I should say, as we head to the second quarter. Punt's going to go over El Saldana's mitts. He boots it out of the end zone. Can't do that in high school ball. That results in a safety. Second half comes. Carrollton on the move again. It's Smith on the keeper. He jolts up the far sidelines. He's in for the touchdown. Central going to find themselves in a 24-0 hole. Brad Dixon's squad not going to quit. We know that. Ryan Freiberg didn't complete a lot of them, but Brady Bivens grabbed this one. Brody Bivens, I'd say, grabs this one down to the 45. Freiberg going to hit Bivens again, puts him inside of the red zone, and then that is going to bring up the fourth quarter. Bivens going to go in on the touchdown as he would spin that one up, take it in. Central going to fall at home tonight, though. Their 35-game regular season win streak snapped as they lose 30-12. Some WIVC scores to pass along to you. Brown County, a close one, gets it done over Calhoun. Unity Payson falls tonight to Pleasant Hill, and Triopia rolls against West Central 32-6. Battle of Hancock County, Illini West taking on West Hancock, and this one, Austin Kerfman early on going to be doing some nice work for the Chargers. He would get the football up the middle, no problem for him, going to break a bunch of tackles as he finds his way into pay dirt right there. Illini West cruises in this one tonight as they get it done on all fronts. Nolan Ard punt return huge in this one. You'll see that on sensational 7 plays this week as they get it done 44-8. Over to Chris to finish things up.
Let's do some scores first if we can from the West Central. Quincy Notre Dame gets 2 early touchdowns from Dalen Anders, wins 34-12. Congratulations to the Raiders. They win their conference yet again. Also on the docket tonight, Quincy High School making the road trip to Galesburg, trying to take sole possession in this game of the Western Big Six crown. Needed a win up top 21-14, but not for long. Ben Holloway in to make it a 21-14 game. They were up 21-7, I should say. Then great pass right here from Peyton Isaacson on the home run pass to Josh Elke. We're all tied up at 21 apiece. Quincy High would take the lead back. It's Bryce Umazig from short yardage in for the score, but unfortunately for Quincy High School in overtime, the Blue Devils lose tonight 35-28. Elsewhere tonight, Rushville Industry assures that Bushnell will not go on to the playoffs, winning 22-6. Beardstown knocked off again, this time by North Fulton. Jacksonville, a big win over Lincoln. In southeast Iowa, Central Lee was losing big to Williamsburg. Central Lee needed that one to win to assure itself its first ever playoff berth. At halftime, Keokuk was up on Fort Madison 21-20. No final yet there. Soccer today, Beardstown's fine season comes to an end at Peoria Christian. 2-0 your final. Golf, how about Drew Eaton today after a rough front nine? Put it back together. Even par on the back today as Drew Eaton was nails. Got himself into the top 10, firing a 77 on the day. He is, again, in the top 10. We will track him tomorrow, as well as the Pittsfield golf team, which was in dead last out of 12 teams on the boys' side. Better news on the girls' side as well. Individually, Dakota Limkeman and Lauren Fry both in the top 10. We'll be tracking those girls tomorrow for you on Overtime as well. I'll tell you what, great showings there as well. And finally, in men's college soccer today, Quincy University, a winner over Lewis. Final count in that one was 2-1. Coming up tomorrow, we've got a loaded day. Canton softball in action. We'll show you that amazing Nolan Ard punt return tomorrow on your Con Connection, which was just unbelievable. All kinds of goodies coming your way. College football, Western Illinois versus Illinois State. The return of Dalton Keene doesn't get any better than that. We'll see you at 10:30 tomorrow, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.